What's up, guys? This is llmind, and here is 10 things you don't know with All Def Digital. I'm basically soloing out my drum sounds and printing them to an audio track so I can get rid of the MIDI. I like getting rid of MIDI real early, only because I like manipulating audio. So recently I was able to perform at the White House, which was crazy. I DJ'd for Apple Diap from the Black Eyed Peas, who's also Filipino, and it was actually Filipino-American History Month at the White House, and so I was invited to perform there, and it was surreal for me. It was just amazing to be able to go there, and I'm glad I caught it, you know, while Obama was still in office. So shout to the White House, man. I had a short stint over at School of Audio Engineering. I went to school for it in my early days. But I dropped out after 3 months because it just wasn't for me. I couldn't sit there and do the school thing again. I just wanted to make beats all day. So I'm like a huge science nerd. One of my huge inspirations is a guy named Michio Kaku. He's a Japanese scientist who was responsible for, I guess, co-finding string theory. And so he's a genius, and like I'm a science nerd. So shout to Michio Kaku, man. If I meet you, I'm gonna be starstruck, for sure. In high school, I played tennis. I'm like a huge tennis guy. I played singles in high school, so that meant I was pretty good. I still play, you know what I mean? But it's hard to find people to play with, so I'm a tennis guy, man. That's like the one sport I can say that I might be able to whoop your ass in, so yeah. Back in high school, I used to like be into cars, like tricking out cars and everything. So I had this like really crappy Nissan Altima, like 1996 model, and I like put a body kit on it and like a muffler, and it was like I maxed out all my credit cards, and it was like a terrible, terrible experience. It was terrible. Like I definitely should have never did that. Messed up my credit, and the car, looked like a rice rocket. Back in 2011, I was kind of part of a band, who I'm still a part of, Smoky Robotic. It was a pop band with 2 vocalists and another producer. And a fun fact about that, we actually shot a video in Lindsay Lohan's house out in New York, actually out here in LA. And a lot of people don't know that we shot at Lindsay Lohan's crib. She was a huge fan of ours, and that was we had some good times. So like when I'm in the studio and I'm creating, most people, smoke something or drink something, which is cool because, everybody kind of has their own way of getting into creative mode. But for me, I don't smoke or drink when I'm in the studio. It's something about it, like I get a natural high from it, and I feel like I need to focus. So, after all these years, just, for me, no smoke or no drinking in the studio. So, that's one thing about me. I played flute in grammar school, and I guess I enjoyed it, and I thought about like playing flute again, but the only reason why I played flute was because like all the clarinet slots were gone, and I was forced to play flute. But now that I think about it, I would definitely, pick a flute up again and maybe play it. So yeah, llmind plays flute. The one defining moment for me where I knew this was my calling was when I produced a song for an artist named Acrobatic, and I ended up doing a single for him called Remind My Soul. And I remember going to Fat Beats in New York and going to the rack and seeing my record on there, Remind My Soul, Acrobatic, produced by llmind. And as soon as I saw that on the rack, I was like, wow, like I made it, you know what I mean? And I can do this. So that was a turning point for my career. Back in 2003, I did a producer beat showcase with Kanye West in Philly called Beat Society. It was basically 4 producers on stage. I was brand spanking new, no placements, and then this was before Kanye released College Dropout, and so he was, on his way. So it was me, Kanye West, the homie 88 Keys, and DJ J-Ski, and we did a showcase back in 2003. There's actually footage of it on YouTube if you search deep enough. My actual first experience with composing and creating music was on Mario Paint for Super Nintendo. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was this game called Mario Paint on Super Nintendo, and like you can like program beats on it. Like the mushroom guy was like the bass drum, and then like the other character was like the snare drum, and like I was like super duper young. But something about that game, you know, was attractive to me. And I remember I was just making beats, and I was a youngin', so that was, I guess, technically my first piece of equipment. So shout out to Mario Paint, man. What's up, guys? This is llmind, and this has been 10 Things You Don't Know with All Def Digital.